To create a perfect bottle of pure maple syrup, farmers not only harvest the sap from maple trees and boil it down, but also go through a series of intricate and secretive processes. Did you know that it takes about 40 liters of sap to produce just 1 liter of syrup? But what lies behind that number? What makes each drop of maple syrup so special with its sweet and rich flavor? Today, we will explore the secrets of producing pure maple syrup that few people know about. And now let's journey back to a time very, very far away. The sugar maple tree, known scientifically as Acer saccharum, has existed since the Cretaceous period, over 100 million years ago. This tree has survived both dinosaurs and ice ages to make its home in North America, where indigenous peoples discovered that its sap could be processed into sweet syrup. When European settlers arrived here in the 17th century, they quickly became enchanted by the sweetness of maple syrup, transforming it into a perfect substitute for sugarcane, which was quite expensive at the time. From there, a new industry was born, and the maple tree became the sweet symbol of Canada. So what makes maple sap so sweet? Is the secret buried deep within the roots of the tree, or is it the cold winter that works its magic? The flavor of maple syrup is truly a marvel, influenced not only by the region and farm where it is produced, but also by weather conditions. While many may associate maple syrup with autumn, it actually forms through a process of accumulation during the summer months. During the summer, the maple tree absorbs energy from the sun, along with water and minerals from the soil through the process of photosynthesis. The sap then moves along the cambium layer to the branches of the tree. By autumn, the excess food is stored in the trunk and roots, where it solidifies during the winter. As spring approaches, the sugar maple begins to awaken. The starch stored in the trunk gradually converts into sugar, creating a sweet sap that flows throughout the tree. And this is the perfect time for tapping. But not just any maple tree can produce sap, folks. Only sugar maples that are at least 40 years old are eligible. The good news is that if harvested properly, these ancient trees can live and produce sap for up to 400 years. The question arises, how can people collect sap without harming these precious maple trees? Surely there must be a secret technique. Let's turn back the clock to a time when harvesting maple sap was anything but easy. Thousands of maple trees had to be tapped by hand, with tiny drops of sap slowly trickling down. Waiting for the sap to reach its destination could take hours, or even days. And to boil down enough sap to produce a gallon of syrup, that could take a whopping 10 hours, folks. It's no surprise that its value skyrocketed to the point where maple syrup became the target of the largest heist in Canadian history. Over 6 million gallons worth $18 million were stolen in Quebec from 2011 to 2012, sending shockwaves through global prices. If you were a maple syrup harvester in the past, would you patiently wait for each drop of sap to fall, or would you seek a quicker way to turn it into a delicacy? With modern technology and rising demand, is there a way to harvest sap efficiently while still protecting those valuable ancient maple trees? Are you ready for some surprises? Don't forget to hit the notification bell to stay updated on the most exciting videos. First, let me share a little secret. At this amazing farm, we're not just tapping 1 or 2 maple trees. We have a total of 7,000 trees. Wow, that's quite a staggering number. To tap into the precious maple sap from these ancient trees, farmers today have embraced modern technology. A system of plastic tubing connects one tree to another, ultimately channeling the sap into a storage tank. This not only minimizes labor, but also allows farmers to access trees that were previously difficult to reach. As a result, the workload during the season now spans several months. But before the sap can flow, there's an important step to take: drilling holes. The ideal time to drill is early spring, when the nights are cold and the days are warm. Why is that? because this temperature fluctuation stimulates the flow of sap in the maple tree, resulting in those precious droplets. When drilling the holes, we use a drill bit that's about 2 inches long to bore down 2.5 to 5 centimeters into the trunk. The hole needs to be angled slightly, about 15 degrees, to allow the sap to flow out easily. It sounds simple, but it's actually not that easy. You can't just drill on one side of the tree and call it a day. You have to carefully drill around the tree, so when the next season rolls around, you'll find that the tree has almost healed, like a wound that has been well cared for. And now let technology take the stage. The plastic tubes begin to function like a magical circulatory system. They are connected to a vacuum pump that creates powerful air pressure, helping to draw the sap easily and efficiently. These tubes link one tree to another, channeling the sap down into large storage tanks, much like a little water pipeline in the garden. But instead of watering the plants, we're watering syrup. It's truly a marvel. And the amazing part here is the vacuum technology that brings those precious drops of maple sap to life. All of these tubes are carefully numbered and equipped with pressure gauges. Everything is organized, but if a storm rolls through, these tubes could turn into sap killers. Don't forget, these tubes are inspected and replaced regularly every 5 to 7 years, because no one wants to face a disaster during harvest season, right? The sap has been harvested from the vast maple forests. So what happens next to turn these clear droplets into the sweet maple syrup with that irresistible aroma that everyone loves? The key lies in the evaporation process. Once the maple sap is harvested, it embarks on a magical journey, starting as sap that contains 97 to 98% water and only 2% sugar. Immediately, it undergoes a reverse osmosis process, a crucial step that removes 50 to 70% of the excess water. Like a superfilter, this step not only reduces boiling time, but also saves fuel for the evaporation system. The evaporator is the heart of syrup production. Here, the sap is transformed into maple syrup with the help of stainless steel pans. These pans not only serve as the boiling point, but also allow us to monitor the transformation of color and texture in the sap until it becomes that sweet syrup. Once it reaches 4.5 degrees Celsius above the boiling point of water, we are on the path to perfecting a high-quality syrup.
But be careful, precision is key. If not controlled properly, the syrup can go from perfect to candy. And that's one of the major challenges in the process. It requires meticulous attention and patience to ensure that the syrup reaches the ideal density of 68.9 Wara.
And as the sap flows through the evaporator, the magic begins. The sap will condense and become sweeter, and eventually you'll see it arrive here as delicious syrup. But that's not all. We mix in a bit of food-grade diatomaceous earth to help filter the syrup. This diatomaceous earth acts like a good friend, binding with impurities to make the syrup look cloudy. Then pressure pushes it through a filtering press where the diatomaceous earth and impurities are removed, leaving us with a product as clear as crystal. Next, the syrup is stored in large stainless steel tanks, the perfect place for its preservation, allowing it to be kept indefinitely. We then bottle it in beautiful glass jars so you can enjoy this delightful treat anytime you wish. And that's exactly how you transform maple sap into exquisite bottles of maple syrup. The numbers speak volumes about the magic and intricacy of this process. Together, let's continue our journey exploring the secrets of nature. We have many more exciting videos coming up about the production of sugar from cane and beets, as well as how to make olive oil. Join us to learn more about these wonderful natural products. Thank you for watching, and see you in the next video.